Hi everyone, my name's Alex Palma and we're on YouTube now. It's been a long time coming now, but finally got around to doing one of these videos for you guys. And what this video is, it's a recording of myself where you get to see me draw and comment at the same time. So I'm very excited about this post, and coincidentally, it came in the very first day of the new year, so great timing on that. So that being said, uh, watch the video. Hopefully you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. Hi guys. Yes, so this is my first recording, and very excited for this. Was not anticipating this, but doing this type of thing. But I've been drawing as of recent in sketchbooks, and I thought it'd be fun to kick off the channel doing something like this. And what I was thinking of doing was, I was thinking of doing some creature heads, some busts. Yeah, let's get started. So what I had in mind for this fella, I was thinking something along the lines of zombie, mutation, and yeah, being heavily inspired by Dead Space. Like, can't get enough of that. Yeah, I mean, for me, Dead Space was what made me want to go to the video game industry. You know, after playing that, and it blew my mind, I was like, damn, I have to go to video games. Gotta get me some of that video game art action. But yeah, that's what made me want to go work in games. Well, anyways, yeah, so yeah, what I really want to do with this fella is just, I want to really feel the weight. So I'm thinking definitely, like, as you see, the mouth is kind of gnarly, but I really want to pull the weight down. Like, I want this guy to feel heavy. That's what I have in mind for this guy, like a heavy, kind of mutated zombie fella, like a nasty, real nasty guy. So darken up the eyes a bit. Yeah, so at first, I mean, I used to do these all the time for shows, for movies. And yeah, when I first played Dead Space, I hadn't played video games in a while, and I first played it, I was like, damn, like, there's a lot going on here that I'd love to kind of understand. You know, a lot of the designs were, to me, were so creative. And you know, I love sci-fi, horror, and dark fantasy, but yeah, I really wanted to work in a sci-fi world, you know. So I just put together a portfolio, and you know, made sure it was good enough or to my liking before sending out my resume and whatnot. And you know, eventually had enough images, and yeah, when I was ready, you know, I kind of went ahead and did that, and eventually it worked. Yeah, let's get some teeth in here. Let's make this guy look really heavy and nasty. Yeah, but I'm thinking of, I don't know what to give him in this mouth. I'm thinking like the tongue. First I have to kind of get his back just to kind of help me determine the shape of that jowl that's coming down. The ear in here, kind of loopy, a little bit kind of loopy down, sort of lumpy or something. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay, I'm just thinking. Yeah, so that's what happened with me in games, and then I've been in games ever since. And you know, it's a decision for me that I thought it was a determining factor in my career, because I used to draw this type of stuff in a sense for films. Here, get the tongue in here. Yeah, I used to really want to make it feel kind of nasty, this tongue. Yeah, I used to do this stuff for films, but yeah, I just wanted to try games, you know. I wanted to experience what it's like to do different, or I just wanted to learn how to do different types of silhouettes that are out of the ordinary, that are not like human, because that's a lot of stuff I did was like human based, which was great because you know, built a good foundation for my skills in these creature shops. Yeah, in creature shops I did makeups, I did some creatures, you know. A lot of them had restraints to human silhouettes, but yeah, some occasionally were out of, would break the human silhouette, but yeah, for the most part, I think it was just human stuff. So by the time I played Dead Space, I was like, holy crap. But anyways, yeah. So right now, I kind of reinforced a lot of these lines to kind of make the tongue and the mouth sort of the focal point. And I like focal points. I like focusing on those types of things in characters. It's helped me, or at least I feel like it makes a character stronger. And you know, sometimes you can get multiple focal points. I know it's kind of weird for some people to think that, but if there's intent behind it, you know, it can definitely work. I've worked on creatures or characters in the past for games that you know, games are kind of well known to have multiple focal points. You know, you kind of have to have them in some instances, you know, when you are, you know, fighting a boss, you know, and you'll see multiple focal points. But as a design, you know, I always just think it is a lot bolder just to have one rather than multiple. But I don't see it as wrong or right. I just think it depends on the artist, I guess, what they want to do, as long as there's intent behind it. Just a sec. Okay. Get some blistery cysts. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I wanted to do with this guy. I kind of went based off a little bit of like my feeling. That's the thing about designing at times, it's like you have to have a bit of a muscle memory and sort of be connected with the way you want your designs to feel. So it's almost like body-mind connection, and I mean that takes practice. But also, you know, there's guides that I use that I want to show you guys later on, and yeah, these guides have been very helpful to me, and you know, it has to do with like direction and how you break up certain shapes to make them interesting. And it took me a long time, to be quite honest, to kind of grasp some of these ideas down, but eventually it, you know, kind of after a while it started making sense. And that's what I want to show you guys the next video after this one, after these sets of creature heads. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to this mic on my neck, but hopefully the sound comes out great. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm just trying to add a little bit more details here and there. But if you notice, if you haven't noticed yet, there's yeah, this whole character is just broken down into a few simple shapes, you know, all kind of combined into one. Okay, interesting. But overall, I think the design, like, I feel like I got it right away. And usually I do have things in my head before I draw them. But at times I do like to explore a lot, where I just start drawing and I'm not even thinking. It's almost meditative, and I'll just come up with some really like weird stuff at times. Yeah, I might do a flip through of my sketchbook in one of these videos. Yeah, just a lot of stuff is like bizarre sometimes. I just kind of go with the flow of the way my hand's moving. I mean, I don't think they're great designs. I just think they're just like bizarre stuff, and who knows, maybe that's the stuff people probably like to see. I don't really, I mean, I just started doing this stuff, I think, like 4 weeks ago. I haven't touched sketchbooks and pencils in a while now. It's been quite a while me doing that. But it's been really fun. Initially I wanted to show you guys digital art pieces, but for this YouTube video I thought it was fitting to go back and well, I mean, I didn't plan this. I was just doing drawings on my own on Sketchbook. I don't know what really made me want to just grab a sketchbook, and because I don't really, not really a sketchbook type of guy, but it just made me made me want to grab it, and I just started drawing. And I thought that would, you know what, that would make a cool video if I can just show some of these heads that I've been doing, and just doodles. So yeah, I didn't really plan for this to be my first video, but I just thought it was a good idea. So hope you guys are learning a little bit from this. But like I said, in future videos, like you guys will definitely be learning quite a lot. And I get asked, you know, a lot of, or from aspiring artists or even professionals, you know, they kind of, just like myself, I have interest in other people's art as well. Like, I'm curious to see what their philosophies are, and you know, vice versa. So, and I've been wanting to do this for quite a while now, and finally got around to doing so. So yeah, that's, I don't want to give him this nasty tongue. Just gonna punch up some of the areas. And I think I'm gonna do a little shading on the backdrop just to kind of make them pop a little bit more. So just making sure the zoom is right, you know. Yeah, and I had to do some practice runs, and I had this other cool head I wanted to show as well, but unfortunately, like, it was out of focus, and yeah, it was a bummer. The whole thing was out of focus, and I mean, this is all new to me, so I mean, I do have a camera, but it's sometimes hard to tell for me from the little screen if it's focused or not. In the way I was set up, I wasn't able to determine that, and so I have like a different setup now, where I just look up and the screen's right really close to my face, just to kind of help me make sure that the drawing's in frame. That was another instance too, another recording I did for another character that yeah, most of the time the character was out of frame. So just little things I'm kind of learning, just how to be a bit more, I guess, presentable. It's just, you know, I'll learn as I go. Yeah, but overall I think the design is there. I used to do these guys for these types of things for the film all the time. I would just scan them in, do a bunch, scan them in, and towards the end of the day I would kind of touch them up and put them all in a layout, and just kind of turn it in for my end of day's work, which it took a while, to be honest. And you know, for me, I just thought, you know, that's time I could be designing, and I would do like 10 or 15, close, like between 10 or 15 of these types of heads like a day for the film industry. So I was typically fast, faster than a lot of artists, but everyone, you know, every artist has their own kind of specialty, and for me it was speed. I'm not sure why that is, but maybe, but it's always been that way, you know, even since I was in high school, you know, like you know, I would rush a lot of the assignments, you know, the assignments that I didn't care for much, which, you know, like still life stuff and excuse me, yeah, still life stuff, and it was just, I just couldn't, they weren't interesting to me, like those school projects, but they are. I mean, you can learn a lot, later. I kind of wish I did put a little bit of effort, but it's just my brain would just want to shut down when it came to those types of things. And yeah, I would just want to shut down, so I would just rely on some art skills that I had just to kind of rush the project and just turn it in. So yeah, I think this girl even nicknamed me Speedy, and I thought that was cool, but then I felt it's kind of racist, Speedy Gonzalez. I don't know, but I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it though. I'll take it. Well, anyways, yeah. So I mean, people that know me from the industry, they know that's something I bring, speed. And you guys, are kind of seeing it. The stuff on Instagram, that stuff. It depends how long that kind of takes me. Sometimes it takes me, it's between 1 to 2 hours, some of those sketches, but other times it can take me like up to 3 to 5 hours, and that all has to do with just design. But just rarely that happens, like where it takes me like 3 to 5 hours. But sometimes I'll start the drawing, and then I'll come back to it later in the day, or the next day, and just kind of spend some time, a little bit of time. Sometimes, I don't know, it probably takes me a little longer because maybe I'm watching a movie on my own time while I'm doing that. But yeah, I think we got this character down, and yeah, I'm drawing with like a color pencil lead on a lead holder, and yeah, I like these things because they don't smear as much as a pencil. But I like pencils too. I like how much detail you can apply with the pencils, but I like the way that this waxy feel as well. The only downfall I feel is I feel like I can't get as much detail as I would be able to with pencil, but maybe I'm mistaken. I'm still getting back into this, and it's gonna take me some time to sort of figure out how to render some of these, because it's been a while. It's been quite a while, me getting back into just a traditional sense. Oh, there you go. This yeah, tongue with probably like little needles at the tips of these little tendrils that are at the end of this tongue. Maybe they're kind of jellyfish-like. They'll probably infect you or kill you, one or the other. Yeah, but I just want to make this guy really nasty, kind of dynamic with the head shape. But anyways, let's get to the next one. For this guy, I'm thinking, something between like Hills Have Eyes and the movie The Thing. Those are some other crazy movies. Kind of, I don't know, the Hills Have Eyes. I don't know if I recommend watching that one. But The Thing, that's a good one for sure. But yeah, the reason I don't recommend Hills Have Eyes, although it's got some cool cool characters in those movies. I don't know, that maybe sometimes they're, you know, I watched as a young kid, teenager, like I mean, I love horror and all that stuff, but it's a different story when maybe I'm a little traumatized because I saw some of those movies like with family without knowing like all the sexually explicit stuff that they contain. And yeah, I don't recommend that for kids for sure if there's kids watching, so disregard that one. But yeah, Hills Have Eyes, it's like kind of like mutated people from small towns were infected with or they were affected by radiation from nuclear blasts. So that's what I'm thinking with this character, something like that, like a kind of deformation of a face. And I kind of want to give this guy like a little buddy, you know, next to him, sort of like a conjoined fella next to him. Just trying to draw the kind of shapes around, using wrinkles as to help me with the shapes. And this, you know, this is reminding me of this little background for you guys of myself. Yeah, I used to do caricatures, and that's what this is reminding me of. I did caricatures for 3 years, and yeah, shout out to my old crew if they're watching. Yeah, I learned a lot through caricatures, especially, you know, when I was trying to get a job. It was in the concept art field. There was I was sort of, I guess, appalled by the idea that, you know, like other people can draw this and I can't. Like, so that was something that's like, it's sort of, it's a little depressing for me, I think, during that time, where it's like when I was first learning how to do caricatures. And I'm like, no, I can't leave into another job until I really learn how to do caricatures. Like, it was just something that I felt I needed to learn. And, you know, during that time, I did kind of go to a little bit to school, which was like animation school. And well, I can get into that after this, but yeah, I was having trouble finding a job. And during that time, 3D artists were or 3D, I should say, 3D jobs were the ones that were the most available. But I was more leaning into the 2D art, and those kinds of jobs were, you know, there was a scarcity on those types of jobs. Where I remember one time I was attending a workshop and for ZBrush, and next to me was this older fella, and he mentioned that he was a Disney 2D animator, and he was out of the job. So I'm like, I just graduated from 2D animation, and how am I supposed to get a job if this guy doesn't even have one, and he's a seasoned professional? So I was like, man, I'm in trouble. So I definitely leaned in, though, like more on the concept art kind of field, and that's something I really enjoyed anyways. I don't know if I can draw so many images of the same design. Like, I really enjoy just being creative and coming up with designs. And the designs I was coming up with, anyway, they were too far to even animate anyway, so like I sort of just left that kind of field. And it's not like it was too different as well, you know, I mean, it's all drawing, but I was more dedicated to like learning Photoshop, learning digital painting programs, or like ZBrush as well, like 3D programs to help me with character designing and stuff. Well, anyways, going back to the caricature stuff, so I just felt I had to learn these this language, you know. And you know, it's like a language. Like once you learn a language, it does get easier to learn other ones, and some are more difficult than others, but they all kind of share the same kind of philosophies. And I feel like when I learned how to do caricatures, you know, I'm just thinking this fella's should go to this side like that. Well, anyway, when I learned how to do caricatures, it actually helped me so much. You know, when I got into as a full-time artist, when I got into the creature designing business, you know, a lot of the tasks that I would get, like I was like, man, I don't know if I would have pulled that off if I hadn't learned caricatures. So, you know, and it was possibly mainly just learning possibly expressions and learning how to exaggerate features and still making them look a certain way, like keeping the likeness, or just being able to push a character so far and still make it feel grounded in a sense. But I think that just depends on the style of the artist. Like I always just liked a grounded style, and that's what my caricatures were mostly like. There was structure behind it. Sometimes I do tend to draw like very flat, but I try to avoid that as much as I can. But yeah, for the most part, you know, in terms of structure, that's what my aim would be, which is have structure in my drawings or for my caricatures. But anyways, I do recommend you guys, if you're in the creature world or character design world, I recommend you guys kind of learn how to do caricatures. You know, and you can just do them for family if you want. For like parties, you can just build a little easel, get a sketchbook paper or a good sized paper, and just start drawing your family. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times for our family events. Just trying to fill this area here. Making sure it's in frame. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking a little bit about this character I'm doing, and yeah, so I would love to do a whole episode just on, or a whole theme on this, like a character that's very similar to this guy or these guys. Just putting in the eye. Yeah, I would like to do in future videos, kind of dedicate, a video to these fellas, like these guys, these mutated characters. I just think they're so cool for me. There's so many themes in horror that interest me so much that I'm so eager to just do stuff with it in this channel. But in future videos, I will go over some of those guides that I talked about earlier that I use to kind of help me out. I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, these guides have kind of helped me out. And as I was mentioning, like even learning this language of caricature, I'll go over that and I'll show you how even those guides apply to this type of stuff. And you guys will see, like you'll see that how helpful they are and how helpful they can be. But you definitely have to put in the work and get the practice in to really understand these philosophies. Just a sec. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking the next video I'm going to do that, just because I want to make this. I think I want to make YouTube maybe like my main content output. I mean, I'll have Instagram and I'll keep posting stuff up, but I kind of want to focus on YouTube now, and just have like all the other apps in the background and just kind of maintain them. But like my goal at this stage of my career is to kind of share what I know. And yeah, you guys will definitely get, I mean, if you like video game art and you like creatures and characters and horror, I should say, well then you'll miss out if you guys are not subscribed to my channel. So even in general though, like I think it doesn't have to be horror or sci-fi, fantasy, or whatnot. Just in general, like these guides, you guys could apply to almost anything, because these guides exist in nature, and I see these guides like all the time. I see them in animals. I see them, you can see them in poses. You can see them in certain faces. You can see these anywhere, even like man-made stuff, like airplanes, cars, bikes. It's there because humans, like we like to mimic nature, and we take a lot of things from nature to make things more effective in our world. Like all the studies they do for planes, they study, a lot of birds, like their wings, the shape of them, how they're designed to make an airplane be more efficient, you know, fly better. So all of this stuff's like in nature. It's no different. So just art in general, I should say, if you guys just like art, you can tune in down the road. I don't know when I'll put out the next one though. Possibly next week. I don't know. I have a lot of stuff to do this week, but yeah, with the time I have, I'll try to put it together and just show you guys, because I will definitely be referencing that video a lot, so I kind of want to just make it and get it out of the way. So for future videos, I'm going to be kind of referencing that a lot, so you guys might have to kind of revisit that one quite a bit if you keep watching my stuff. But throughout my videos, I will be showing you how I use them, how I use the guides, and you guys will get that insight of how someone like me, where I get my powers, you know. No, a lot of, you know, you have to put in the work. Like I have, I mean, if you get this stuff right away, then I would say that good for you. And I'm sure a lot of the young guys will probably pick this stuff like right away, and that's great. That's kind of what I want. But they for me at least, they took a while to understand, and it took a while for me to understand. But once I got them, you know, art was becoming a lot more fun. And you know, like a lot of these guides are already kind of like, if you take a general art course, like you'll see them. They'll teach you about this stuff, you know, like the rule of thirds and how to frame your composition and all that stuff. But I'll show you guys how that applies to this too, because it totally does. I like this guy. He's kind of cool to me. He's a little handsome dude. Yeah, well anyways, these guides, yeah, just stay tuned for that. Just punching up a little bit here and there on the gums. Yeah, so let me give him something up here. I want to give him some hair. Yeah, let's give him some hair. Makes you kind of want to pet this little guy. Kind of reminds me of someone I know, but yeah, I won't say who that is. Okay, yeah, this guy's almost there. Yeah, but I was gonna say yeah, I kind of wanted to make these two fellas sort of complement each other, and I think I could have done a little bit better on some of these directional lines that I put in, but yeah, I just kept going. But it makes me think of the character themselves, like who controls who, you know? I don't know. I mean, I was thinking, who controls the body? So maybe it's the little fella, or maybe the little guy. You know, he's the more intelligent one. And he controls perhaps the big guy. You know, give this guy a little bit more hair. Yeah, those are just things I kind of think about at times when I'm sort of just in a meditative state, like who controls who, like I mean, for this guy. And it adds to the character, like what can I show visually to indicate that? And you know, for this instance, you know, I don't know what that could be. You know, what kind of accessories can I give them? What kind of tools can I give them to show visually what these guys are like? So maybe I don't have the answer at the moment, but like, you know, I'll take a break, go to lunch, and eat a banana, and then, you know, the answer might just pop. Maybe this big guy's the one. He's kind of angry because the little guy kind of gets all the attention, perhaps. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of get these guys in and sort of complement each other in a certain way. Yeah, but I think the design's there. Yeah, but that just makes me think, like, what's his personality versus this guy's, right? Yeah, just, I don't know. Yeah, my eyes kind of went to this guy right now, but yeah, I'm just thinking of the focal points. What's the focal point of these guys? It's kind of the mouth. Yeah, I just call this done. And I'll just do the third one. I'm gonna take a little break, but I'll get back to it. Just gonna get some water. Talking a lot. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so we got these two guys right here. I'm thinking for this third guy, we'll just get it in frame, make sure everything's kind of aligned. I'm thinking of doing something alien, and maybe he's got some, you know, make him a little bit different from these two dudes. I'm thinking something like appendages or something, or like claws or something coming out of his mouth. Okay, let's start here. I'm gonna start with like the kind of like claws. I do a lot of this. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of these types of appendages or claws in my artwork. I've been doing them for so many years, and I'm still doing them. I don't know if this is the exact shape that I wanted, but I'll just keep going. like a directional suggestion with some of these shapes. Get the next one, go behind. I don't know. I think I messed up, but it's okay. Just keep going. I think I was thinking about it too much. Yeah, it's okay. Let's keep going. I won't dwell on it too much, but yeah, this area in the back's kind of bugs me. I feel like I should have brought a limb a little bit more forward, but I'll just keep going. Trying some jiggly bits here. Next claw. One behind it. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just trying to establish direction, like from these limbs, you know, direction to the focal point, the focal area. More jiggly bits. Just got the, I don't know, maybe a mouth in there or something. Establish a bit more direction. Kind of see. Just making sure I was in frame. Yeah, so I have a general idea already what I want before, or at least for this video, I had a general idea. Like some of these things just kind of been doing it for so long. They kind of pop in my head at times, or I'll see shapes in weird places. I'll see shapes like in, you know, while I'm eating, I'm looking at the floor or something, or in the ceiling, and I'm like, if I have something in mind, like I'll actually see it, like in the wall or wherever it is I'm looking at. If it has like a pattern, I'll see it. That's why if you guys haven't noticed, you know, like my cover, my I don't know what you call it, my cover banner on my channel, it's like noise, you know, and it's because I can see shapes, you know, or if I have an idea in my mind and I'm looking at a pattern that has noise, like I'll be able to see the design I want, like very clearly, like in that in all that noise. And sometimes like I'll even see the idea even more enhanced than what I was thinking. So I mean, I've been doing that since since like even in my high school days, like when it was like reading time, I would just sometimes I wouldn't read. I would just kind of look at the carpet, and I would just start seeing some crazy shit. I don't know, maybe you guys can try that, maybe, or you guys probably do that too. I'm sure you guys do something in regards to something like that. But yeah, I mean, I mean, till this day, like that happens all the time. But anyways, yeah, this here, I think I'm just shading here. I'm not too happy with the top part, but we have to just keep going. Yeah, I know I could have done better. It's just the shape. The shape is not ideal. Shape and possibly a little bit of perspective. You know, at least that's another thing I want to get to. Like, at least I know like what the problem is, and a little bit is perspective, but the other thing is like the shape of the limb itself. It's not following some of the guides that I trust, and yeah, let me get this, keep going with this guy, but and I'll probably go over it, you know, in the next video, possibly, I don't know. Get this skull in here. Yeah, a lot of my skulls aren't like anatomically correct as well. Like, you know, I have drawn so many skulls now though, but that I have like that muscle memory. But I know for sure they're not like anatomically correct. It's not. I've drawn anatomically correct skulls like all the time, but you know, I think just working in games, drawing a bunch of skulls, I think they're, you know, I never really liked drawing skulls that much, but while working in games and having to do so, I kind of dig them now, like a little bit more. But the skulls I do kind of focus on are more like kind of comic booky or kind of made up anatomy. But yeah, I mean, skulls are such a cheat, you know, they have so much character. And maybe that's why they're fun to draw, because they have a lot of expression. And they're very kind of recognizable. You know, it's a very recognizable thing when you see a skull, where it kind of, you know, it can initiate an emotion like right away. And anytime you can, like if you're in the entertainment industry and you can kind of get an emotion out of someone, that's a very good thing. When it comes to clients, and even people, like if you're showing friends, if you want to get a reaction out of them, you know, if you're not drawing anything that's like appalling or anything like that, or just if you just want to show them like a cool drawing that you're doing and you want to see a reaction, you know, always just drawing skulls, like that's like a hard thing to say, that, you know, that doesn't look cool, because it's another thing if you're tired of them, you but you can't deny that there's something cool about them, you know. But yeah, my skulls just tend to be more on the comic book side and less on the anatomically correct side. Yeah, so this is the head for this monster, this creature. Just adding some shapes, trying to figure out the shape of this overall thing. So, using some directional gestures for that. Yeah, and this is typically how I used to work. You know, just do these, scan them in, touch them up a little bit, not too much. You know, if I made a big mistake, like I feel like I did on this one, like on that top limb or appendage, I would probably fix that in Photoshop, and then it depends. It depends on time, you know. Not just send it in like that, but let's just say I wanted this one to look at least decent. I would probably go into Photoshop and fix it a bit, and then just send it in. But yeah, that's how it would work. I would make a bunch of these in a day, you know, depending on the project. You know, sometimes, you know, if they gave us like a week for a project, I would make about 40 heads, and then we'd pick maybe one or two, and then just go to color, full detail in Photoshop, and just present it as a whole little package. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I did for movies that never got made, but some did get made. It's kind of scories. I'm just kind of crab or something aquatic. Yeah, this feels very, very aquatic to me. Getting there. And some teeth in here. It's kind of, I don't know if this one makes that much sense to me. Teeth inside of this section, and then he's got teeth on the outside. Yeah, I don't know if this makes rational sense to me, but whatever. It's just for fun. These are meant to be fun anyways, not like mind-blowing or anything. It'd be kind of awesome to yeah, I don't know if I have the balls yet to do it, but maybe down the road, once I start getting more comfortable with this. But it'd be cool to do like a whole stream and just maybe like go like on a little marathon and see how many I can do, how many of these I can do. And I don't know, we can set a time like 3 hours or something. That's just future ideas. Maybe it depends on the popularity of this and time, of course. I need to find time to do this. Some teeth here on these guys. Well, yeah, I hope you guys were enjoying this process. Yeah, I haven't touched, like I said, other than like me starting like 3 weeks ago. I hadn't touched pencils in so long. And that was like during the pandemic. I think that was the last time I really touched pencils. You know, it was during the pandemic where I was really getting the grasps of these guides that I want to show you guys. And for the most part, you know, like when it comes to work, you know, all this stuff we kind of knew, you know, like in the job I had during that time, you know, all these guides are very apparent to everyone. But no, it was a pandemic when I was really having fun. And you know, like I just took a deep dive in art, and I just started seeing like just a lot of shapes in my head of stuff that's just based off those guides. And yeah, and maybe the same thing happened to you guys once you start getting into this a bit more. But yeah, I would stay tuned for that. That's my next one. For this one, I didn't even anticipate doing this, but I've been having so much fun doing this on my own time that I just thought it'd be awesome to just have this kind of, or kick the channel off doing something like this, because I had intentions of doing something that's more like digital art, and which I will do. But now I'm so like intrigued, and when it comes to doing these, we're doing stuff like this. But yeah, I'll probably vary it up, you know. I have other recordings. Maybe I can just upload them. But I don't have, I mean, I do have quite a few, but a lot of it is just like bizarre shit. But you know, makes me think maybe I should do like a whole video dedicated to that. But anyways, yeah, here they are, 3 creature heads. Hope you guys had fun listening to myself, watching me draw, get a little bit of the thought process of how I do my designs. And yeah, so yeah, probably put more detail after this, just a little bit more after I'm done with this, just to kind of take pictures and present them a little better. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm just sharpening pencil right now so I can kind of put a bit more detail, fine detail in some areas. Yeah, alright, I'll hit you guys with a little outro after this. But yeah, hope you guys were enjoying this. Very exciting for upcoming stuff. So that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. For the next one, I'll be getting into the guides and philosophies of art that I've come across throughout my career. And I will not only show you these, but I'll break them down for you and show you how I apply them to my art and my designs. But they are guides, they're not rules. So that being said, they are still very powerful. So if they've helped me out throughout my career, I have no doubts that they'll help you out in your art journey. So that being said, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching.